Okay, we're on. Okay, so let me just switch something off. So hi everyone, and welcome to What Makes Your Heart Sing. And of course, I made a blue and put the wrong bio on for today. And my name is Nivedita, and I'm the owner and coordinator of My Virtual Healing Center. And I do many things and offer many things, as you saw from the bio. Today we have a very special guest, and our special guest today is Nicholette Williams, and I'm just going to read this little bit of a bio. She is the founder and CEO of NRW Studios and the co-founder of and CEO of OTune Radio and TV. And OTune is an entity comprising of 4.9 or more listeners every day and counting. And she's going to share all about her skills and her journey as a entrepreneur and I'm an amazing businesswoman. So I'm going to leave it open to Nicolette. So Nicolette, please introduce yourself and tell us some more about yourself. Thank you.
Well, hello and bonjour, Nivedita. It's nice to see you again. And what a pleasure it is to be on your show. And hello, Diane Oja. Well, yes, it is an honor to be here to talk about how we got here, or how my company got to where we have today. It was quite interesting through COVID, actually. Started off basically with a film production company, and we got shut down and we couldn't travel because of lockdowns. So in the meantime, we've been stuck at home. I've got family in Australia and all over the world. How do we communicate? What do we do? Started a radio show. Started off with about 20 people, 30 people, 200, 500, 1,000. Okay, let's change it into a business. So we started it and we wanted to change it because everybody wants to talk and communicate with their families, and everybody listens to radio shows, but they all have something in common. They all start with the news, the weather, sport. I thought, you know what? No, let's wake up and talk about music, or let's detox our bodies and come up with something different. So I thought, it's my radio station, my rules, So we started off with Monday detox because, of course, in the weekends, we naughty, and we want to try our beginning of the week with something different, a quick fix detox. So we started off with Monday detox, Tuesday spiritual music, something to get us through the week, energy and movement Saturday, Wednesdays. And as we grew, we came up with different things. I looked at what women wanted, what men wanted while we were locked down. What was missing? We were missing being inspired, inspirational things that would get us out the house, or things that would help us improve our skills. Everybody can cook, so there was too many cook shows. We wanted to do something different and engaging. So we started developing different concepts, different shows. And I think that was the true calling for me, was let's expand on the radio. And then with the radio, we thought we need TV. And 3 years down the road, we are at over 7 million listeners currently, O-Tune radio and TV. We've also decided that we didn't want to depend on anybody else for a TV platform, because you'd rent something and somebody would dictate what you can put on your TV network, and you would have too many geo blocks. And also, the mass media would always dictate what kind of films that they want to put out. So as a grandmother, proud grandmother and a mother, we decided that we'd be controlling what we do. We'd probably have family-orientated type movies, where if the kids are scrolling on, you wouldn't pop up to something that was not appropriate. So we have now built our own TV platform, which is worldwide. And it is going to be easier for everybody to utilize, and it's free. If you want a VIP membership, then you can go into that package, but it is already generating its own income. So we have thought about so many ways of how to make money, to be innovative, to be entrepreneurs in this world. And meeting with so many people, like yourself, Navavita, you haven't stopped working. You still recreating yourself and
Yes, I
offering
think it's
the
so
world,
important. Yeah.
yeah, you're offering the world so many different things that would be on our platform, so that people have the opportunity to say, hey, I need to find myself. I don't know who I can talk to, or how I can implement this or implement that. So we have created an opportunity on our platforms where people can learn how to self-improve in so many different ways and find work that is afar. Mothers and women's all over, women, men, young boys, young girls that have just felt that they can't do something anymore, and they only have learned one way. Us older folk that have traveled the world before, we've found that going to university and doing one course wasn't enough to survive this world that we've lived in. So what I went and graduated in is not what I'm doing in my life, but it gave us a grounding. So here these young people are looking to us for inspiration, and they're saying, well, I engineering degree and I'm just going to stay at home because I got no work. Let us show them how to use that ability that they've just got and implement it into something else, and not just that specific title. Because when we were growing up, and I'll explain that story. When we were growing up, we grew up in communities of auntie, uncle, cousin so-and-so, grandma so-and-so, and we all lived around there. And if you didn't listen, you go and get advice from Auntie Nabavita or Auntie Diane. And they would give us that advice. Now, the communities that we live in don't have that anymore. So kids growing up are lost. So we hoped that by my background and others like me, we could actually continue with that and put it to use on the radio. Let kids, young people, older folks come to the radio, the TV, tell us who you are, tell us what you want to do. Oh my goodness, you know how to teach how to ride horses? That's a healing process as well. There's so many different things and aspects of life and learning that we have available to us. That's just a little bit about it, some inspirational stuff that got me to where I'm going and why I'm doing what I'm doing, because it helps a lot of people.
And I think that's important. People are looking for a shift in their lives. And when we have beautiful entrepreneurs like yourself and, of course, Deanne, these shifts come when they share their gifts. And it's really important because a lot of things, they don't come to people easily. They might not know about different processes that you can go through to make these shifts as well. So it's really important that we have wonderful people like yourself who are making these opportunities available. So I'm very grateful that you're on the show and sharing all of this with us. Thank you.
Well, I'm sorry, but I've got a grandchild here, so
That's all
I am
right.
hoping.
She's welcome.
I'm so sorry. Can you give me 1 minute? Can we pause for a sec, please?
Sure, sure.
Please.
So Deanne, what would you like to add while you're here?
Well, thank you so much. And I have to say, I am so proud of Nicolette. She's come a long way. She's truly come a long way, and her team, Diana and Veronica and everybody else. And it's been quite a journey. And to be part of, the whole process with them from the very beginning, it's and see how they've grown. It's really amazing because they really were like how should I say, we all had a dream. I was going to do a radio station as well, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of sacrifice. And then I decided, okay, you know what, maybe down the road, and then seeing what they've gone through and to have that support. But it really came from a place for Nicolette where she had to, because she was the driver, it was her vision, and she had to make changes. And I'm sure she's going to be talking about that. So Nicolette, I was just saying to Nevavita how I'm so proud of where you guys have come, where you came from. You guys put through a lot in here, the team. It doesn't happen overnight. And it had to start with you being the driver, the driving force behind this to change. And you want to. And I'm sure you're probably going to share some of the stories. So you know how much I am so proud of you all. And you can see it in yourself. I mean, look at you. You're glowing. And, it's good to see that because I haven't seen you in a while. But it's
Yeah,
good to see
thank you.
that you've come a long
Well,
way. So thank you
I
for
know that
being part of it.
I've had fantastic people on my side. I've had you, I've had Navavita. Anytime I needed her, I would text her and she'd be like, hi, and what's up? So I'm glad that I could learn under you guys as well. So we take from each other and we want to implement a change in everybody's life. And it's not me alone. You can be the driving force. There will always be a leader, but we need a team. We need a team. It's not about the ego. It's not about anything. I'm as good as we all are, but we just put it together. Some people can do so much better than others. I don't really like technology that much, but yet I've built a platform from a vision, from a dream, thinking that we can be able to do this. And I don't want to pay for cable TV, and I want to get this done. And I just thought about it and I did it. So I don't really know how the technology was built. The team built it worldwide, but I had a vision and I persuaded people to invest in me, and they did. So it is what you really believe in and feel in your heart that you can actually do it, and other people are going to gain and learn from it. You push. And I learned a lot. I mean, we don't learn without falling and losing and failing. And we did. It was days where I would cry, Deanne, sure. And then you get up, shake your head and go and say, okay, what's the next thing? So this is what I enjoy. I enjoy inspiring other people to bring the best that they have. On the radio, I didn't even know I was a radio host. I just developed into a radio host. And yeah, it's inspirational to have so many musicians on our radio that come and tell their own stories of how and why they write the music that they do. I had the privilege of meeting quite a few famous people that have been on the radio, jazz musicians. We have country musician from Australia that plays every Monday.
Wow.
So we've got the Australian DJs. We need more Australians on our radio. So Australians, please come, because we have that time when you guys are awake and we sleeping. So come onto the radio and come onto the TV. So there you go.
Sounds
You know?
wonderful.
Yeah, and we also planning on having our own O-Tune University. So we're also writing our own curriculum for education. There's education for higher learning for mothers, fathers, people that have, they just feel like, you know what, I'm in my 40s now, I've had kids and I'm done. You can always learn something new. You can always do something different. There's a new job for everything. And those other jobs that don't exist anymore, there's a new job for you. There's something different that you can do. So even if you think you can't, try something different. You may just be surprised that you're a whiz cat on the computer. You never know. Look at Nivavita. And
So,
I've got a fantastic team.
how long ago did this all start? How long ago did your journey really start and take off?
Well, that's a longer story, so that'll be part 2. The vision for TV came about during COVID. The radio happened because of COVID and lockdowns. But prior to that, I'm a film director, I'm a writer, I'm a producer, and I love film. I wanted to be able to capture what you think or my emotions and put it onto the screen. When I was young, I wanted to be in the movies. I wanted to write. I wanted to be a photographer. And back in the day, my father said, no, that is a hobby. That is not a career for a girl. You need to be a lawyer, a doctor, a nurse, a teacher. And I was like, yo, dude, no. But then in my 50s, which I am now, I'm proud to say that I'm all of that. I'm a film producer, I'm a director, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a radio host, I love techno and house, and I'm a DJ now, and a proud grandmother. So you can never say that you're too old to do something.
Very
So
true.
that's my take on that.
Very true.
So that's a little bit about me, but you know, you also inspired by the growth of your families. You see that if you don't try, how would you allow your kids to try? Or they would say, like I just explained earlier, the kind of life that we've been living is that you get educated into the society as that, and then you just stay in your field, stay in your lane. Whereas we were taught to multitask. If you don't have milk in your tea, find something else. Coconut milk, that was back in the day, or you do without. Find a way to get on with what you need in your life. And that's what I was inspired to do something better, because I do have children as well.
Yeah. So
yeah.
did your children become a part of what you do?
Nope. Nope. Nope, not at all. My daughter is very technical, and she works in a different company, which she's a manager of in 2 languages. And my son is an architect, and he's working as well. So, you know, to them, what I do is interesting until I get recognized by Scotiabank and different stuff, because they've seen me on the radio and the TV, and I say, oh, great stuff, Mom. And they've been on the radio a few times, but it's not their thing. But
Yeah.
the inspiration to keep on going is what my whole drive and point is. Let's just keep on keeping on. Try something new. Really believe it. And honestly, you would really be successful. I never thought that I would be where I am today. I really didn't, but I am.
So how did you overcome the challenges?
I got up. I got up every day. I spoke to different people. I did research and I found ways of how to do things differently. I spoke to a lot of investors and people that turned me down 9 times, 11 times, 13 times, and didn't believe in my vision. I went back to the drawing board, recreated what I was doing, did the animations, and this is real animations as to why am I building this? What am I going to get out of it? Where's the money? It made me get up every day because I kept on saying, if they're looking at it that way, maybe something is wrong. Let me fix it. And I kept on fixing it and getting up to be accountable to myself. And I got deeper and deeper into it, and I could see the pitfalls. On the 9th time I went for the investment, on the 10th time, and I just got better and better at it. And I kept on picking myself up. But there were days where I would go to the lake and think, what am I doing wrong? Get up and do it again, turn around, and then something would happen. And in my mind, I would go back to the drawing board and have a look at the mistakes, or why aren't they seeing what I'm seeing? Maybe I'm not telling the story. Maybe I'm desperate. That's it. I'm desperate. Relax. Do it again. So that's how it started. So it was self-talk, a lot of travel, a lot of quiet time, a lot of tears, a lot of internet time.
Yeah.
A lot of new development, which I didn't think I knew, but I built it.
Yes. Yeah. So when people are just a one-man band in their endeavors to get moving, what would you say to them?
It's if you know what you're really doing, then you know what you're doing, but it's always good to talk to somebody, ask somebody else's opinion in a different way, where you're not losing your own authenticity or your own stuff that you want to keep quiet to yourself. Talk to a stranger. Really talk to a stranger in a way that you or somebody that you really trust. People have lost that now because people will come and steal your ideas. And who do you talk to? Oh, I just spoke to so and so and they've taken out my idea. I'm starting my own radio station. Well, good luck. It's a hard work. See what that feels like. But I would say go and speak to somebody that would give you the right type of advice. It's always it would be an aunt and uncle, somebody older that has had great experience in life, that can give you the best life lessons and the conversation that you might need. The people that gave me the best sort of like experience that I need, or advices that I need, was a very good friend of mine in a nursing home, a very old man that I speak to on a regular basis, and I go visit him every now and then. His advice is invaluable. He had nothing to do with the technology. It's how he placed his conversation to me that made me go into where I am today. So I would suggest you find somebody of value that loves you and wants your growth and your best help, your best interest, and go and speak to somebody. And it's always nice to share. We human beings, we need that human contact. The connection.
That's right.
Is
We don't seem
important.
to do that anymore, do we? You know,
No.
it's too easy to send an email or a message on Messenger rather than actually speak, isn't it?
Exactly. Like this conversation is about us being real with each other. It's not about, oh, I'm the greatest. I am real. I struggled. I've had bad days too. You know, there were days where like I just don't feel like getting out of bed today, but I had to. I had to, because my grandchild would be like, so what you doing, grandma? My daughter will call and say, what you doing, mom? Or something. So you do need a moment to be on your own. You do need that time to go within yourself. But it's so good to just go and have a coffee with a friend that you hadn't seen for a long time. You don't have to talk about that specific situation, but it's in that conversation that you find your answer. And I really recommend that we do. We need that human connection. We need that touch. The last 2 years or 3 years was very difficult for many people, and there's many people still stuck in that zone.
Yes,
Let us show
it's
that this
wonderful when you
connection.
renew your friendships and you haven't seen people for such a long time, especially when they're in the same field as you and you've sort of lost touch with a lot of people. It's like we revisit that the times that we had together and what we did then and that sort of thing. And it really is inspiring to see also where you've come from and where you're going to, with the benefits of these conversations that you have.
Well, there was a lot of positive in the lockdowns. I would say that it did bring people together and it pulled people apart because of our beliefs and our ego systems.
Mm,
And it challenged us in our families, marriages, relationships. But there was a time that it actually made us reflect within because we had
exactly.
no option. We had no choice but to stay home, but
Yeah.
to clean up our closets, but to look within.
And it was
And
so
and
interesting how getting onto platforms like Zoom and that how that really opened up during that time of lockdown, so more people could connect with more people in a very powerful way. And
exactly.
even though it's face to face, it is face to face, which is a good thing, rather than just listening on the phone or just sending messages and that sort of thing. And you get
Well,
very
that's why,
in-depth conversations.
yeah, it was because they actually started to see who you were.
Yeah,
That's one of the reasons why I had said, um, let me get the TV connection. How do we, if we can do it on Zoom, why can't I have a platform like that? Let's get that. Oh, that's $100,000. Okay, then. Why is it $100,000 when airways are free? Okay, so it took a while to get where we are today. And
hmm,
the connection was the human connection. That's exactly what it was. It was because I missed people. I missed my family. I missed my friends. And I developed because of that. And I still will develop through that. The one location we have in Toronto is a physical location. It's a little bit out of town, but it is a location where people can come to, the studio. So you can always reach us if you have some ideas of how to want to do something on the radio, how to connect. That's what we want to do. Comedy, singing, connecting. It's so important, Nevavita. It's really so important.
And I mean, I must say, I have a great deal of gratitude for Deanne because being my mentor, she made me really get out and about and push myself forward into the limelight, so to speak. For example, doing this show, she said, your turn now. She said, you get out there and, and start doing things like that. So, and it does, it makes you, I mean, sometimes I fumble, but that's just the way, that's part of the learning and it just builds up the experience. So, and I meet very few people who will say, no, I don't want to come onto the show because, of their own fears of being seen in public and things and other reasons, of course. But it gets you, it enables you to see humanity as it is and what makes their heart sing, because that's what it's all about for this particular show. It's about what makes your heart sing, what
Yeah.
empowers you, what makes you laugh, what speaks to you. So this, and I really love all the guests that we've had on because it really, everything, you can see what makes people light up. It's so beautiful.
Music for me, music and comedy and communicating with people, have a laugh. But talk to Deanne or Ja for 20, not even 10 minutes, 5 minutes. We tease each other, we laugh, inspire. We have our serious moments. But it's that connection that you need, the laughter and music.
Exactly.
Music transcends you. That's why I have a radio station. That's what lights me up. If I want to be feeling sad, I'll play on my own once again. We'll go into that state. I want
Yes,
to be happy. We'll remember those happy songs and it'll lift us up instantaneously.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
gotta listen to music. Whatever you're doing in life, you're listening to music. You're listening to somebody talking, but there's music in your head from somewhere. So for me, what makes my heart sing is sharing music with people that like music, all kinds of music, not just rap. Well, this kind of rap. There's not techno house, there's jazz, there's funk, there's soul, there's so much all the time. and it makes you happy.
It
It
does.
just
It
it
absolutely
makes
does.
you happy. Wake up in the morning to a radio show. Welcome to Nikki's Vibes on Friday. We're talking about love today, Navavita. Who's got your heart? You know, is your husband gonna get you those Valentines? It was just your birthday the other day before yesterday. Happy birthday.
Thank you. My husband, he says he finds me the most beautiful birthday cards and Christmas cards, and the words are so apt, you know. But he says,
Yeah.
he says this says it all. I can't already always put it into words, he said, but this says it all, which is really beautiful.
Yeah. Well, this is our moments. I'm only going to be Nicholette Williams in this physical body once. So let me leave a legacy. In case I come back, then I've got a little bit legway to go forward. You know, I'm started again.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
as something for the younger generation or even the older generation and people that think that they've just got nothing left, the divorce left them empty. You're not empty. You're not the divorce. You're not your hair. You're not your clothes. You are the important person to come and share with us. Tell
Yeah.
us your story. Come and show us what you can do. Let's do things together. I'm sure you can sing or you can strike a note. I learned how to do play to become a DJ on techno and house music at my age, and I'm damn good.
Very good.
So you're never too old.
No,
You
you're
know,
not.
it's never too late for anything in life. So
That's true.
that's what
Very,
makes my heart sing, music.
yes. Thank you. That's beautiful. So what about your family? I mean, family life with how has that all come about with, you know, with the show? Do the children appear on the show at all any time?
My grandchild will pop up on any kind of platform and say hello at any time to anyone if she's around. My children are not children anymore. They are young adults at 35 and 32, and they're very independent in their lives. No, they're not really interested in the TV and the radio at this point, but maybe later on. But I do have lots of family that are on the radio and TV worldwide.
Right.
So you'd find that you've got an uncle here or a cousin somewhere around the world that are appearing as radio hosts, TV hosts, directors, producers. I've got a lot of family in Australia, around Australia,
Wonderful.
in outside of Perth. We've got family out there too that are on the radio and the TV. So family is important to me. Maybe my kids later on in life, who knows? Who knows, Navavita? Who knows?
Yes, well, I'm really looking forward to going to Perth on Saturday. I haven't been to Perth for maybe 6 years. It's been a long
Wow.
time. And so I'm looking forward to seeing my family, my daughters. Two of my daughters are over there, and my grandchildren and my great granddaughter, which I haven't met yet. So we're really looking forward to meeting her. And so it's going to be fun. And a week isn't sort of really long enough, but it was
No.
because of my other commitments. I allowed myself a week to have a really nice time over there and be with them. Basically, that's the only reason I'm going, you know, because for me,
Wow.
Perth is too hot. When my
Mm.
first husband and I moved to Australia, it was in the 70s. And when we hit the first summer, we went directly to Perth. And the first summer was like 40 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. And it was like, wow, it was hot. You know, we couldn't believe how hot it could be. And it was a huge readjustment. And we could have chosen Canada, but I didn't like the snow after being in England, you know, because I just wanted to get away from the cold and the rain.
Yeah.
And then we have all the weather changes here, of course. But you know, Western Australia is very hot. So when my daughter said, when you arrive, Mum, it's going to be 37 degrees. And I thought, wow, it's going to, you know, that'll hit you as soon as you step off the plane. It's
Yes.
like this heat wave hits you.
I know my mom and dad lived in Perth for many years. So the Indian Ocean, beautiful. I'd wake up in the morning and drive there. You'd see a nice big salty crossing, you know, on the beach, looking at you as if to say, hey, you breakfast or you going? It's my place. So yeah, I know it was really, really hot, but I miss it, and you'll enjoy it.
Oh, I will.
Beautiful,
I will.
beautiful place.
I will.
Please have some of the fish and is it in Fremantle? Have some fish and chips for me in Fremantle.
Yes. I used to frequent Fremantle a lot because when I first learned to become a yoga teacher, that was where I did my training with people there, and that was amazing. I love Fremantle because it's got quite a bit of history as well, being a fishing
It
port,
does.
and they did have this old jail there and all of this sort of thing, you know. And it was quite quaint and still is quite quaint, I think. But,
It
you know, it's
is.
been a long time since I've been there too. So be interesting if
Yeah.
we go there for a drive, you know, be nice.
Well, it'd be nice to see your family after such a long time.
Oh,
And
absolutely, absolutely.
what makes your heart sing?
What makes my heart sing? I would say what makes my heart sing is when I help people. You know, when I see clients for a session and I see the shift in them, you know, that really makes my heart sing. I love to help people. That's what I've always wanted to do.
And
So
you've helped a lot.
that brings me great joy.
Hmm.
And I guess my one of my things that I've wanted to I said I want to do is to have a peaceful heart, you know, be at peace in everything I do, in all aspects of my life. That's when you have a peaceful heart. So that's my goal for my life, is to have a peaceful heart, to be at peace in every aspect of my life.
Wow. Well, you do have a peaceful heart. You calm me down. But my energy is like, get it done. Get it done.
My energy can be like that too. I can be I've got a quick mind and I can be a bit impatient, but you know, everything is a journey and it's a process, and it's wonderful, especially when you see change in yourself as well from A to B, and when other people see change in you as well, which is great. Yeah.
So what do you plan on doing in the next foreseeable few months?
I increase my healing, for me, increase my healing clientele. Last year, you know, it's like I did a 12-month course on weight management. And so now I'm a weight management consultant. And when I did that course, I had some people who did that with me. And to see the change in that and those people was amazing. You know, like for somebody who was quite ill with many debilitation. And this person also had diabetes. And at the end of the time we did the course in, her diabetes was no longer there, and she was much healthier. And she'd had problems with her heart, and the doctor had said, you know, you've got the healthiest heart you've ever had in your life now. So that was wonderful, you know, and this is what makes my heart sing a lot.
Yeah, those kind of beautiful results in life. That's just
Yes, yes,
amazing.
absolutely.
Yes.
So what makes your heart
But
sing the most? Let's hear that.
my grandchild. Oh gosh, yeah, of course. But yeah, like music. I love people. I do. But I've also love my family. I really do. I'm inspired to do things better because I want the world to be better for her to grow up in. She doesn't know what it's like to go outside and just play. They didn't even care. They said, come when the lights had gone dark, and we'd come back in the house. It's not the same. We have to be so vigilant for our young ones. There's so many predators and stuff that's happening in the world. So I want to make it nicer for her. So if I
Yeah.
have that ability to make it okay for other people and their kids, to make the media that I can control in a better space for them to grow up in, that's what makes me happy, where children can have a place that they can be just children, be normal children, and just be okay,
Yeah.
not have any other kinds of issues. So it's a kind of a place where I felt that this is my thing in life right now. If I have an opportunity to be in the social media or to own one or to be able to have the situation or power, not power, but able
Yes,
to,
we can be influencers for that sort of thing, and
yeah,
that's really important. I have
choices, yeah.
7 grandchildren and 1 great grandchild. So I would
Wow.
wish absolutely the same for them, you know,
Mhm.
and I'm very blessed, you know, to have these young people in my life. And when you see them grow, it's very different from our
Yeah.
childhood way back when. We were brought up in
Yeah.
a different way and we were educated
Agree.
in a different way. I see my grandchildren in America. I've got 3 beautiful grandchildren in America, very talented, very well educated, and they are so different. They're young adults and they just love life, you know. And when you
Mm.
see that, and when you think of your own life that you may have experienced, you know, the quantum shift is amazing,
It
amazing.
is. It is. It is very different. But you know what? I've been traveling and I'm going to be traveling again, but I'm going to different parts of the world like Africa this time and then go back to countries that are unfamiliar. I'm going homing back to Africa. When you
Yes, because
see
you were born in
videos,
Africa, weren't you?
I was born in Zambia, very proud Zambian. Going back into certain parts of Africa, when you see videos of kids playing, no shoes on, and they running with the ball, they're the happiest kids. They standing in front of pictures just to be happy. They don't want the latest shoes. They don't want the latest Nintendo. They're just happy. That's what
Mm,
we lacking. We need to go back inside of ourselves and say, this is what we need to teach our kids. That's what I want to really do. I really want to be able to show our families this is what's more important, not to have the best house in the world. Let's share that. Let's travel together. Let's show that happiness. It's from inside of ourselves. Oh, we have so many blockers. We have cell phones. Go on a date and you've got a cell phone on the table. How rude. We have so many different things that are blocking us from having that human connection. So I'm coming back to that again. It's the
mm,
human connection. We need to be able to show that we can still connect as human beings. We don't need things like that.
yeah,
That's what makes me really happy. And that's what I want to achieve this year, to show it's not that important. If you have Gucci shoes and a Mazda or a BMW, you're not better. You have to be good here,
yes,
here,
exactly. And
here, with
that's
each
what brings
other.
the peaceful heart as well when you
That's
see this
it.
happening in the world. Yes.
That's
I
it.
know last year Deanne Ojar did um, vision boards with children in Africa online, and
Yeah.
they were just so amazing. They were so amazing, and they had a lot of, you know, joy and happiness. You know, they did
Yeah.
had many of them hadn't eaten any breakfast or anything like that, but they just wanted to do this and were very.
Learn.
Some of them were quite definite and wanted what they wanted to become later on in life. You know, it was amazing.
That's what we're lacking in our society. I think it's been a different society. You know, if we had a choice to move to from France to Canada or Australia, I said let's just go to Canada because the kids speak French and it would be a different life. If we had stayed in Australia, it would also be in a different life. Then they would have lost that French language and a different
Mm,
culture. So it was a choice. But look at where we are today. We're all same people, and we've all come to a realization that we all need to get together again. And we need to share our cultures. We have the common goals. We have our 5 senses. We need to be together. We need to be human beings. We have to have that human connection. It doesn't matter where you came from, where you're going to. It's what you're going to be bringing to the table as people, not as only your finances in life, but
yeah,
the love that you have that we can share.
yeah. Now I
Yeah.
have a question. How does one become an entrepreneur? Is it born within you or?
Well, my dad was an entrepreneur and all my family are. So I think my father started that off with us, you know, because he had his own business when he was young and my mother was working for him. Then she left and she did her own thing. And then I had my first business when I was 14 years old. I was in boarding school. I was doing different things. I was learning how to be a little DJ and I was renting out stuff and a whole bunch of entrepreneurial stuff. My older brother has got his own business. My youngest brother in New Zealand has his own business. I've got family all over. I think it just was because my father did it and we did it. I worked for many places around the world and I was never happy. I always knew that I could do their job better. So I never stayed in a company long. Yeah. I remember
Wow.
when I first came to Canada, I'll tell you this story real quick. I worked for a telecommunication company. Hello, my name is Nicholette Williams, and I'm selling health insurance. Yeah, and I was a top shooter like that within a couple of weeks. And then I decided I knew how to run the company. So I went and I told the boss, I can run this business. Oh, I can do this and you could do that. So I knew already that no, take your time. Like 6 months is too long. A year is too long. I can't be answering phones. I know that you guys are doing things wrong here. Okay. So it started off like that because I could see the pitfalls, but I had to learn the Canadian experience. And that's what they were saying, that you have to learn the Canadian experience. But as an entrepreneur, I just knew that I could do something better than they could. And I
So
felt
what
that I
is the
could. So I
Canadian
started a business.
experience?
When you first come to Canada, they exploit, basically, this is the truth, they exploit newcomers. So they want you to work for free for the first 3 to 6 months in a company. And you have to have Canadian experience and you'll get a reference from a company in Canada to say that you have worked in Canada. Then now you can use your credentials as an Australian or from any other part of the world, and now you can go into employment. That's it. That's a
Right.
Canadian experience. So it was tough in the beginning. And that was 23 years ago when I came to Canada. 23 years ago.
Right. Gosh.
Nothing has
So-
changed.
Yeah. So you didn't get paid for all that time that you worked
For
there?
the first couple of weeks, you don't get paid. And then after that, you get paid really minimal until you get the Canadian experience, which is nothing really, because I can speak English and French fluently. So they just really do that to exploit you. And then you have to become Canadian and all that kind of stuff. But that was tough. That was tough. But as an entrepreneur, you can all be business people if you want to. It's just like get some advice from Deanne Oja, go to Never Vida. She's never stopped working. There's no age on learning to be an entrepreneur. There's no age. It's passion. Love what you do and really believe in yourself. Get somebody else to believe in you.
Exactly.
But have a plan. Have a plan, eh? That's it.
And know
Yeah,
how
and have
to
fun.
express it as well.
Yeah, and have a plan of how to express it. I mean, my business is completely different. How it is evolved today, O-Tune Radio is now branded. We're a branded company. We're O-Tune Radio, O-Tune and TV. It's completely different. I never expected it to be where it is today, but it is. It is huge.
So the
And
TV is starting in February.
we launch officially in mid-February. But
Right.
you will be able to see it. So you'll
That's
press onto
exciting.
it. It is really exciting. It has no geo blocks. We've got all kinds of movies on there. We've got, how do you say, documentaries. We've got BBC. We've got Australian TV. We've got TV from all over the world, and it's for free. And then we've also got AI, which is artificial intelligence, where you'll be able to have a conversation with me. If you're watching a movie with me on the TV, you want to say, Deanne, did you see that movie? And Deanne will go onto the chat and she will say, you know what, I can see that. And you guys can actually chat on your smart TVs together.
That's
So
amazing.
it's evolved from just basic Netflix, because we have a company called NRW Studios. And there we have clicks and flicks where you can just click on and watch kind of movies if you want to, but you pay for those. So
So
on
how do you become a member, have a membership with your TV show?
with O-Tune, all you have to do is press the app and listen to the radio. It's going to go straight into the TV next month.
Wow.
So you get the TV for free.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
Unless you want a VIP package, therefore then you will pay.
And what does that entail?
Oh, all you have to do is press the button and pay $8.99, for your membership, and then you VIP, you don't have to watch the commercials, and it's not invasive. So it's completely different as opposed to other people's. But if you do listen to Nikki's Vibes or Mind, Body, and Soul on Thursdays with Nikki's Vibes, then you'll be able to go into, oh, I don't want to listen to the radio today. I'll go to another page and I want to see the TV, and you just swipe. Or you can sit in front of your telly and watch whatever you want or listen to the radio.
So when
I'll
is the
send you-
app coming out?
App is available right now, but we're not going to publish it until mid-February.
Right. Okay, then. That sounds exciting. Look forward to that.
Definitely. I'll send you guys a link, and of course you will be on there, and I will definitely be interviewing you on Otune TV.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Deanne and I would love that, wouldn't we, Deanne?
Yeah, I think she's going to unmute herself. I hope so. Anyway, but thank you so much for having me on your show. It's a great
Oh,
pleasure.
it's been my
having you on.
absolute pleasure to chat with you and for you to be here and to see your little granddaughter. It's been lovely.
Thank you so much. I know. Isn't she just amazing?
Yeah.
When she was born, my mom and I were very, very close. My mom was living in Australia. My mom passed away. And when this little girl was born, I was in the room. I've never seen a child being born. My daughter gave birth to this perfect little human being, and her hand was like this. She opened her eyes. I just cried. I never felt love like I did the day she was born. She
Oh,
was just like the most purest love in the world. Okay, I love my children, but this was different.
yeah.
You know, so it was
Understand
such a beauty.
totally.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was and I thank God every day that I've been blessed to be alive to see my grandchild.
Well, they say in the ancient Chinese tradition that the grandparent has the most influence on the child and
Yes,
brings them the most wisdom. So we are the wisdom people for our grandchildren.
absolutely. And
Absolutely.
we will be for the rest of other people that don't have grandparents. So I'm here to say I've got enough love in my heart for all children that don't have a grandma. And Nevavita, she's got 7. That doesn't mean she hasn't got space for you. She can love you too. Deanne Oja,
I
she's
do
got
too.
enough love.
And Deanne is leaving us now. Thank you for being on, Deanne. Love you.
Thank you, guys. I have someone over now, so I'll chat with you guys later. Talk to you
Bye-bye.
soon, Nicolette. Thank you.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye. Thanks. So yeah.
So, Nicolette, any last words of wisdom for our viewers?
Never give up. Find that side of yourself. And if you're ever feeling down, go and read the Desiderata. Go placidly amidst the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible, without surrender, be at peace with all good persons around the world. You are never lesser than any. You're not greater than any. We are part of this universe. I'm only cutting it short, but you are part of this universe. You have a value, and every part of you is important. No matter if somebody else has been putting you down, there's something about you that's so important. Come to us on Otune Radio and see what you can do. If you're not on Otune Radio, go to Nevavita and talk to her. She's there to listen. So please never give up on anything. You are so important and valued in this world.
Thank you so much, Nicolette. It's been such a pleasure having you on, and I'll be very excited to get the app and join your TV show. I'm looking forward to that.
I will send you personally a link before we actually launch, so that you can get a VIP for free. So that we'll send it to you, and we're sending to Deanne Oja, so that you can actually say, okay, I like this, I like that. Each platform is different, so we have different channels. Each channel is $10,000.
Wow.
If you wanted to have a channel, you have 10,000, but it's monetized. So if you wanted to have your own channel, you can get sub channels after that, and you charge $2,000 per channel. But once you see it, you'll understand what it is, and it'll be able to be monetized. You can put your stuff on it, and you can put other people. So we're planning to be global. We've already opened up one office in England, in Milton Keynes. and we're opening up in Washington, D.C., where our other partners are joining us in March. So we want to be able to change and offer an opportunity to people watching movies around the world, watching TV, watching everything, and not just go to YouTube, not going on to TikTok. We have TikTok and YouTube of our own that don't have ads and commercials invasive like that. So you
Right.
can be part of that. We've got gaming on there, our type of gaming. We've got interactive like a Zoom meetings like we do at the moment. And we have a whole team worldwide of 72 people that are always online, making sure that there's no profanities, no any kind of stuff on here. This has been well thought out and well built. So definitely we'll
Amazing.
send it to you.
It sounds so holistic.
It is. It's holistic, but it's also, you know, there will be some crazy movies on there, but there's no profanity as much as possible. We
That's
are not
wonderful.
having any stuff that I would let, you know, you could go. I mean, there'll be adult rated movies, certain type of things, but no profanities. It's just not acceptable. It's not
Yeah.
necessary. Not necessary.
Wonderful,
So that's
wonderful.
my last take on that. And thank you so much for having me. And I really appreciate
Thank you
you.
for being on
And
the show, Nicolette. Look forward to speaking with you again soon. Love
no
you.
worries.
Bye-bye for
I love
now.
you too. Have a fantastic day. Bye.
You too. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for being here. Enjoyed your company.
Absolutely.
The hour's gone so quick.
I know. I was like, what was I going to talk to? But I was like, okay, I just started talking. Anyway, I hope it was all good. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye for now.